Now, as you know, we play a lot of different programs here on WRMN. We've got the morning show, we have our community hour, we have our local lineup that is available during the week. But we also want to recognize programming that comes up on the weekend. And it might not necessarily be specifically something that you see on our YouTube channel, but something that you hear over the weekend, especially during the tail end of the weekend on Sundays. If you haven't heard, we do offer our Sunday lineup programming, which does include some lovely churches, all located within the Fox River Valley area, in which we do play their programs. And it's something that a lot of folks out there, especially folks who have listened to the radio and WRMN for a long time, have enjoyed, and they've been keeping up with it too. It's their Sunday services, right? If they are unable to make it to church and they want to listen to the service, whether it is Immanuel Lutheran Church or First United Methodist Church, we play those for you so that you're able to get in your Sunday Mass, and you don't have to necessarily have to go there too, especially if you are unable to. So that's what we strive to do. And if you have any other suggestions for us, please feel free to let us know. But we also want to recognize and even talk with some of the folks who are behind the scenes with all of this. So today we have calling in from the area. We've got William Gade, who is joining in with us. He is the Director of Music and Worship at the Immanuel Lutheran Church in East Dundee. William, thank you so much for joining us today. How are you doing?
Well, good, Matthew. Thank you for having me on. And I don't take any offense by the title of the program, Out to Lunch. There are some that might use that description of me in my day. But anyway, glad to be here with you.
Yes. So that is, again, your name is Bill. And now how long have you been with the Immanuel Lutheran Church?
I grew up here, Matt. My grandpa was a pastor back in the 30s and the 40s. I graduated college in 1980. Did some teaching. I'm a band director by trade, by schooling. Did some band directing those first 5 years out of college. Went back to get my master's. Was a middle school band director from 85-ish to 2000, and then in 2000, I came back home to my home church of Immanuel Lutheran, and have been here since. So 26 years now, and counting, as the music director and director of worship.
That's amazing. Now, for listeners who may be tuning in for the first time, can you share a little bit about Immanuel Lutheran Church and its mission in East Dundee community and the surrounding communities too?
Absolutely. Our church located right there on Main Street in East Dundee. Our church and school right across the street from each other has been here going past 150 years. So an amazing story in itself as far as the history of the church and school. Glad to be part of that, especially going back to my grandfather, my family's days preceding my actual ministries and teachings here. But since that time, 150 plus years, we've been right here and serving this area, reaching out as much as we can with things like the radio, with our live stream, and other opportunities where we're able to just get something of God and His goodness out to the people in the community, and our doors are open so that people can drive by, stop by, see what's going on at our school, at our church. So we're doing everything we can just to not only bring people into the church or into the school, but just through the airwaves and through the live stream waves to let people know that worship, like you said in your introduction there, whether or not people can actually physically get to the church to worship, there's an opportunity there with our WRMN rebroadcast, I should say, as well as our live streams on two other services that we have here at church.
Absolutely. And I know you've got such a beautiful building too. I've passed it throughout my childhood, and it really is a very welcoming place to go to, as well as, of course, the Immanuel Lutheran Church. I don't know if you knew this or not. You probably are familiar with what used to be the D'Angelo Natural Spring Water.
Absolutely.
That was my family business. My grandma Isabel and my grandpa Carl and my dad Gary McNeil, they owned that business, and it was in the family since 1928.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I mean, I lived. I mean, literally, my house right now, where we built our house 15 years ago, my wife and I, we live right abutting up to what used to be the D'Angelo property. Now the church has that property as
Hmm.
part of Immanuel Lutheran's campus. It's not yet developed as part of our church or school campus, but and I grew up just a half a block down from the little lane that rides up to the old water building.
Hmm.
So Gary, I know well because I used to play hockey with Gary on one of the ponds on the D'Angelo property when I was growing up.
Really?
And oh, absolutely.
Oh
So I
my
didn't
gosh,
know that.
that's so cool.
Yeah, I did not know that you, McNeil, I should, thought, oh, McNeil. But yeah, Gary and I have had, a good, connection, relationship, even since he's retired out of that business. We know, my son was a seventh grader way back when, and he did, I should say, a science project, and we connected with Gary because we were doing it on water and water purification.
Hmm.
And so, yeah, Gary and the Alfredson clan and the
Yep.
D'Angelo clan, Johnny, and so
And
many other
John, yeah.
parts of that family. That's amazing. I did not know that was you.
Yeah. Yeah. So did you know my Aunt Jill then?
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah. She's now passed away, unfortunately. But yeah. So that's really cool. I didn't even know that you knew. That is so cool. Yeah.
Oh my
That's
gosh,
my
that
dad.
is crazy cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's my dad.
Ah,
That is awesome. So cool. Yeah. So there's that, and then on my mom's side, my mom's grandma was actually baptized at the Emmanuel Lutheran Church back in 1899. So
what was her? You know what her maiden or name was?
uh,
Was it D'Angelo or?
no, it was Canole. Is on my mom's side.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, just the whole as we talked to Gary back then with Samuel, our son Samuel's, diving into the science project and learning more about the water that came out of D'Angelo and from Lake, I think it was Lake Huron or whatever, Lake Superior, I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
The water came through the aquifer. So I learned so much about that, about your family, about the legacy of the great, 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 whatever, however many back
Yeah.
then.
Anthony D'Angelo. Mm-hmm. My great grandpa.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
the water travel that he found, and
Yep.
so how about that? That's cool, Matt.
That is so cool. We got to sit down and have a cup of coffee, go out to lunch, talk more about it. That would be great. Oh my
Oh
goodness.
my gosh, yes,
That's
yes, sir.
fantastic. Now, I wanted to talk a little bit here about your role as a director of music and worship. So, what does your role involve for week to week? What are some of the responsibilities people might not realize that go behind the scenes?
Well, a lot of hats. As I said earlier, my band directing uh, DNA. I still do instrumental music with kids here at our school, as I have been a band director for all of, well, now since '80s, so that would be 20, 46 years. Um, in some capacity or another, I direct choir, the adult choir. I have a huge hand in directing and leading from the piano the contemporary worship, which is our 10:30 Sunday service, and so I do that most every week and enjoy all the parts of it. I certainly am planner, coordinator, um, presenter of the worship service, the hard copies of folders and things like that, as well as we take our worship service, our traditional services, which we have on Saturday, 5 o'clock, or Sunday, 8 a.m., we take a recording of that now. Since COVID, I take that and rebroadcast it for our 8 o'clock Sunday morning because, COVID came along, changed so much of what happens whether it be the radio live or the radio taped and rebroadcast stuff. And we've been on WRMN for, oh my gosh, I know since I've been here since 2000 and well past that. But it used to be live, had that little radio antenna sticking up off of our organ and, doing the things live. But that's another thing that I do is I take the previous Sundays or Saturdays worship, slice out all the dead air and add up some good volume support. And so I do that so that Sunday morning's 8 o'clock radio broadcast is fresh and full and moves so well because of all the dead air cut out. I'm also a live stream coordinator. So my hands and arms are moving a lot of different ways, whether it be directing choir, whether it be doing soundboard or live stream things. Our Saturday 5 p.m. is a traditional service that's live streamed. And then our 10:30, which is our contemporary service on Sunday morning, that is also live streamed. So there's a lot of hats that Bill Gade wears.
Absolutely. Now tell people, how can people find more information about Immanuel Lutheran Church on your website?
Yeah, and excited to be able to say our website, as it's been, for so long at www.immanuel with an I ed.org. That in itself is going to get very soon a very fresh coat of paint, so to speak. A lot of changes to our website and our format there and the things that people are going to be able to see. Church, school, ministries, opportunities, certainly so many things that, that you can share on a website that you can't say here in 5 minutes or so on an interview or even in a conversation. But that's all, a good way for people to tap into and watch for those changes at www.immanuel-ed.org. And like any place else, when you go and you try to find out something, you try to go to their website and at least to peek inside. It doesn't really do justice to what we do inside our buildings, our school, our church, our worship services. It's a great place to not only visit, but to come and be part of the worship and the community and our school and our education. So, we've been here not only those 150 years, but just down the street from us is Hager Pottery, which has, as so many other parts of East Dundee, have so much history. Immanuel has, and the D'Angelo Water property and all these other things that who knew there was so many connections with Immanuel, but that's what we do.
That's awesome. Well, Bill, thank you so much for joining us today. We had such a great conversation. We'd love to have you back on again, of course. And we appreciate all you do. And folks, if you want to check out more information, that's at immanuel-ed.org. Thanks so much for joining us today.